Hello, happy people. I hope you're having an amazing day today. So I'm not sure if I should post this in my serial Saturday or not. It's 1953's Commander Cody, Sky Marshal of the Universe. It's 12 episodes. It was shown in films. It's got 25 minutes each instead of the typical 25 minutes for maybe the first one or the last one, and then shorter ones like 12 or 15 minutes lines for the middle chapters. It was intended to be a mini-series for television, and that was shown in theaters first for union signing reasons. They had to do it ahead of time in order to get the money and so forth. Each chapter has a self-contained plot that builds upon it rather than a cliffhanger ending, and it's pretty long too. So many movie shows in theaters that sold serials didn't show this, and many books don't even talk about this as a serial. So it really wasn't filmed as a serial, planned as a serial. It was actually shown as a serial first, and then it was shown on TV and so forth, where it was intended to be. It's it could be a mini series, it could be a series, it could be a serial, it could be whatever you want it to be. But should it be a part of Serial Saturday? Let's take a look. This is a sequel to the previous 2 weeks ago that we looked at, Radar Men from the Moon from the previous year, not 252. That was supposed to have a sequel called Stratosphere, which we looked at last week. Also starring the same actresses, sets, and designs, so they changed the names. We don't know why. My guess is because they probably didn't want to be. It was not that great. All right, Commander Cody, that was the unique IP that was introduced in Radar Men from the Moon, is actually pretty fun and interesting. But it was a horrible film. A movie serial. It was not that strong. We gave it a 4 to it. It was actually the least budgeted. It only had a few weeks to film. So they didn't give this new actor that much time to fill out the roles. So this one was filmed and produced the first 3 episodes, and then they filmed Radar Men from the Moon, and then they came back to doing, not Radar Men from Zombies from the Stratosphere, and then they came back to doing this, and so some of the casts had changed, and so they had to change some of the contracts that had ended up, so they changed some casts after episode 3. So if you see characters in episodes 4 through 12, you'll see why. That's the reason why. I do like the Commando Cody unique IP, but this is also made by Republic, and so it has some Republic stuff that they already had, such as their zombies and such, robots and stuff too, and such. All right. So Commander Cody in this one is played by Judd Holdren. So he is playing the commander, although he's in a mask the entire time, so you probably won't know. The female sidekick is again played by Aline Town as Joan Gilbert once again. Here she's being introduced as Stone Gill, and also the next character, the male sidekick, is for episodes 1 and 3 is William Shawlers. This is Ted Richards. Both Ted Richards and Joan Gilbert are introduced in the first episode to Commando Cody. So it seems like this is a prequel to the next one. Probably to the previous one, if that makes sense. Then the male sidekick after the first 3 episodes is a Richard Crane Stick Preston. Also, as the big bad, the ruler is Gregory K. for you folks. Gay, G-A-Y-E. This is directed by 3 folks, not the normal one that we sometimes have. We're sometimes 2. Henry Keller. Fred C. Bannon is coming back too. He's directing, and then Franklin Anderson will also. This is a 22-point font, so I apologize. I'm squinting down, not giving you the eye contact either. All right, he was also the director. It's written by 2 people instead of number 1. Ronald Davidson returns, just like the previous few serials for Republic and Barry Shipman 2. That bad guy is the ruler, wants to take over the Earth to use its location and its resources to fuel and as a launching point against the other nearby planets and systems. So he's going to try to take us over. He'll have a bunch of different ways. Each of them tries to build off of the previous one, but they can get full by Commander Cody. Again, there's no cliffhangers at the end of this, so you don't get any oh my gosh, how's Commando Cody going to save the Earth next time? Tune in to the next episode, right? So it's not, but I do think that the ways he tries and the saving methods are pretty innovative. I do like that. So luckily no clip show in the 10th episode like normal, because they're self-contained Your mileage may vary with them as serials and such, but I have the problem with them. You can also see them one at a time. It's pretty long overall with a 25-minute stuff with 5 hours and 45 minutes long. That's pretty long. I feel like the ideas are nice. The action scenes are good too. And the self-contained stories and 25-minute episodes are a different way of telling from the previous serials that have become such lock-in steps. So I definitely like them trying to break out of that and tell the same story in a different way. I like it too, so I appreciate that too. But the length and the pacing and such drops us down to a 7 out of 10. But no clip scenes, yay. So again, 7 out of 10. Again, all my serial stuff is rated against other serials, not against other movies or other TV shows. All right, even though this one was trying to be a TV show. So your mileage may vary whether it should be a 7 or 10. It could be an 8 out of 10, it could be 6 out of 10, whatever. Have you seen Commando Cody, Sky Marshals of the Universe? If so, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. If you agree or disagree with my 7 out of 10. As a reminder, I try to dedicate my Saturdays to this forgotten storytelling genre method that really packed the theaters and brought people back from one viewing to the next and from one week to the next and so forth. It created the word cliffhanger. It was created for serials and so forth. And so I like to tell a Saturday, which I call Serial Saturday, dedicate to that. I've also done some TV stuff like Doctor Who stuff from this black and white era too from the first season. But typically I try to focus on. I've done things like Captain Marvel or Captain America in the side, or Batman and Robin in the superhero genres. I've also done things like sci-fi, like Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon. Right, I've even done some unique IPs like Commando Cody or the Crimson Ghost, Spy Republic, or the Phantom Empire, starring singing cowboy himself, Gene Autry. And so forth. So I like to dedicate this day to doing that genre. So yesterday, I just did my top 10 martial arts films of all time. So if you like this older stuff, you might check that out too. Anyways, so I like to dedicate that because again, this is such a thing. It's old seats. People would show up for they would typically you didn't show up for just one theater, a movie per theater. You would show up for an entire set. And instead of seeing, you would show up like noon or 10 in the morning, something like that on a Saturday or Sunday like this. And then you and your family would be there for a few hours. The first little bit would be shorts. Sometimes they would be trailers like today and so forth. But they typically weren't that many trailers at the time, only for the big ones that the studios really wanted to invest money into and get you into the seats. So sometimes you would have trailer short. Then you would also have the shorter cartoons that you might sometimes see today, like half-an-hour blocks or newsreels from the government or companies, that sort of thing. And then the first movie, the A picture, the money one. Then afterwards, you would have a serial, and then had the intermission, and then you wouldn't be talking about the A picture, you'd be talking about the serial. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? How are they going to survive? I can't wait. It would be the talking points for that intermission and bring you back to the second part. Second part might have another couple of shorts, and then the B picture. B pictures oftentimes were like an hour, or maybe an hour, like 10 minutes or 70 minutes, 75 minutes or something like that. They were pretty short. And then a couple of shorts, and then the final serial, and then send you back. And that serial again was the talking point that brought people back, and everybody went to go see these. Colleges, students at schools, high schools, elementary schools, junior highs, workplaces, churches. They all went to go see these things together. And then they would talk about, this was the water cooler talk of the era, were serials. Right? And so that's why I like to spend this time talking about that and that forgotten era. So there you are. So thanks again if you liked watching this. And if you like this, again, hit the subscribe button to be notified, so that way you can check in on my videos. The bell icon to be notified of my 7 videos that I try to post each week. I have 3 reviews of older things in this era, typically in the science fiction and fantasy and horror genres, like H.P. Lovecraft right now on Monday or Tuesday rather, or W. Jacobs's short story from his. He was the guy who wrote The Monkey's Paw from 1902 in the horror genres and fantasy too. Then also a fantasy sword and sorcery on Lynn Carter's Sunday. So on the past Sunday, his sequel will that be on this upcoming Sunday too. So we like to check that out. And then also, tell your friends, serial friends, right? Sci-fi friends, old friend fans, right? Stuff for older things like this. And again, the reason why I do a lot of these things is because the title of my channel, The Worst Thing About New Books, is a quote by a French philosopher, Jacques Joubert, who said that the worst thing about them was that they kept us from reading the old ones. In this case, we definitely keep us engaged, right? And so forth. And we have to, in this case, it's things that we're saying, right? But you still get the idea. So that's where the passion of the channel comes from. And then finally, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing and watching my videos, right? Because we all have so many things that are happening, right, in our lives. And we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me, that's incredibly humbling. So I appreciate it so very, very much. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.